Hello my dear health seekers, Inga from Health Origins here. So today I've got an exciting collaboration recipe. I am making Nomi Rajan's healthy almond cookies, or as I call them, nut chocolate chip cookies. So let's begin. So this is a recipe that is on Nomi Rajan's Lifestyles YouTube channel, and I'll link down below where you can check it out. Some yummy, delicious vegan recipes there. But these cookies, I've tried them. Oh my goodness, they're so good. So I thought I really want to share these with you as well. So we're gonna start by combining the dry ingredients. So here I've got 1.5 cups of ground almonds. So I'm doubling her recipe because these cookies are just too good to make one portion. So this is double. So 1.5 cups of almonds, and I'll link all the ingredients and quantities down below for you. So ground almonds, I've also made them with ground pecans mixed with ground walnuts, and that worked great. But now I've got almonds, so I'm making them with the original ingredient, almond flour. So this is just basically almonds that are blitzed in my soya bella. I'll link above and down below the quick recipe of how you can grind your own almonds. If you don't obviously have soya bella, you can do it either in your spice grinder, or also you could make it in a food processor or in your blender. So yeah, you can easily make your own ground almonds just from almonds. So 1.5 cups of almonds. Then I'm gonna add a teaspoon of cinnamon here. So a teaspoon of cinnamon. Then we've got 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So that will just, combined with the applesauce we're going to add, will help these cookies rise a little. So 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Then I've got 6 tablespoons of rapadura sugar. So rapadura sugar is unrefined cane sugar, or you could also use coconut sugar instead as well. So 6 tablespoons. Then I'll put a pinch of salt here just to accentuate that sweetness. And that's all our dry ingredients. This is such an easy, simple recipe. Once you've got all the ingredients handy to just combine it together, it's a breeze. Make sure you don't have any lumps, so just mix it really well. So the dry ingredients are combined now. Then let's get on to our wet ingredients. So this is 3/4 cup of apple puree. So that's literally just a peeled and chopped apple that I've just cooked in a pot, or also do it in my Thermomix sometimes. Basically, it's just a bit of stewed apple with maybe. So you probably, for this amount, you probably need 1 apple with 1/2 cup of water, and just kind of stew it and then blend it up to get your nice apple puree. So adding 3/4 cup here, and to that we're gonna add 4 tablespoons of almond butter. Yesterday when I made these cookies I used peanut butter, but I think I will prefer almond butter for sure. So now I've got a full bucket of almond butter, so yeah, 4 tablespoons. And now just to blend it with my stick blender, you could do it in your normal blender as well. If you don't have a stick blender, just basically we need, or even do it with the whisk, combine the two together until it's smooth. So this is nice and smooth. Now we're gonna combine our dry ingredients with the wet ingredients. So I'm gonna just pour all my dry ingredients into the wet mix. and mix it well. So now it's nicely mixed. As you can see, the batter is quite runny here. It's quite loose. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of coconut flour. You could add up to 2 tablespoons. And I'm just gonna mix this in, and we're gonna let this sit and completely cool down, because obviously the coconut will absorb more water. It'll stiffen up a little bit more, but also the you don't want these chocolate chips, even you don't want the chocolate chips melting, because if this is still warm, these will start melting, and we don't want that. So I'm gonna mix the coconut flour in, and we're gonna let this mixture stand for maybe 5-10 minutes until it cools down, and also that coconut will thicken up a little bit more. So I mixed in the coconut flour, so I've only used 1 tablespoon. You could use up to 2 depending how loose your batter is, but this I think is okay, and it'll thicken up a little bit more in the 5-10 minutes. We'll let it cool down, and then we'll proceed with mixing in our chocolate chips. So I ended up adding that 1 extra tablespoon of coconut flour, so 2 tablespoons of coconut flour in total, just so that this dough is a little bit stiffer than it was. It depends how watery you make your apple puree. If you make it very watery, you might need to add both tablespoons of coconut flour. If not, if you kind of leave the water out or just put a little bit when you're making apple puree, then you might not need any coconut flour at all. The dough might be the right consistency. Now I'm going to add half a cup of dark chocolate chips in here. If you wanted to make it even healthier, you could use perhaps raisins instead of chocolate chips, but obviously we're making nut and chocolate chip cookies, so we do need some dark chocolate chips. So I'm gonna just mix that in. So my chocolate chips are mixed in now, and I've got a baking tray lined with parchment paper, just to make sure that the cookies don't stick. And the best way to do it is to use 2 tablespoons. So have like a good tablespoon on 1 spoon, and then just scoop it off down with the other, and then just round the cookie a little bit, shape it. They'll spread a little bit while baking actually, and leave a little bit of space in between them. So just round it up and flatten it just slightly so that they resemble cookies a little bit. So I managed to make 11 cookies here. My oven is preheating on 180 degrees Celsius, and these are gonna go in for about 18 to 22 minutes. Yeah, and then we'll check them once they're done. The nut chocolate chip cookies are done, so I'll let them go for 22 minutes. There's like little bits of gold and just on the edges. So I'm happy to let them rest in the baking tin for about 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna lift the whole parchment paper onto this metal rack and let it cool completely, maybe 10-15 more minutes, and then we're gonna taste test one. And the smell, it smells so amazing. The moment of truth. So the cookies have sufficiently cooled down now, so let me give one a taste test. They're so nice and kind of fluffy, if you like, quite nice and soft to kind of break apart. They're not like really hard, you know, as you could expect being all nut, for example. They're really light. Oh my goodness, they're so good, so yummy. I really need a cup of tea with one, but give this a go and let me know. Thanks for the recipe, Nomi. So give her channel a look. I'll link down below, like I said. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe for more videos like this, healthy, oil-free, vegan recipes, meals, and also weight loss tips on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And as always, remember, food is fuel, so be mindful of what you put in the body. Until next time.